Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. And today is another in the Mission Builders series, and I'm going to cover off the playing guard for a carrier group. Now then, I did this some years ago actually, and it was very difficult to set up. A lot of things have changed within DCS, and it is now far easier to complete this task. Obviously I like to put a bit of a twist in there as well, which you will see. So, without further ado, let's get started. And here we are in the mission now, ready to set all of this up. And essentially what I have is I have the Theodore Roosevelt as the carrier. As we zoom in, I've got multiple aircraft and helicopters on the deck. So let's start there. So Rotary 2 is the replacement playing guard for Rotary 1. So it's an exact copy of Rotary 1, except that it has a full complement of fuel. Rotary 1, on the other hand, has a fuel content of 10%. Because I wanted to show you how to replace one playing guard with another for a longer voyage. So I set it to 10% fuel. Let's have a look at its waypoints. So it's only got one waypoint, which is here, which is just off the deck. What I've got at waypoint 1 is a follow task. So let's open that up. So the group it's following is Naval 1, which is the carrier. I set its distance to be 328 feet, its elevation to be 0, and its interval to -328. Last waypoint, waypoint 1, because the carrier's waypoint is way out in the distance there. Now these are exactly the same settings for Rotary 2 that replaces Rotary 1. What we also have on deck are a couple of FA-18Cs. Now they are set to uncontrolled, so they don't go anywhere right at the very start. And then what I've added to them is a start command in the advanced waypoints. So perform command start for that particular group of 2 aircraft. Basically what will happen is Rotary 1, the first playing guard, will take off, fly to that point, come back round and take up station here, off the deck. At that particular point it will have passed through this trigger zone. When it enters that trigger zone, it will send a message out saying it's on station. And the 2 FA-18Cs will also start on the deck. Let me show you the triggers now. So only 2 triggers, on station and replacement playing guard. So the first one is the unit inside moving zone. So this particular trigger zone is a moving trigger zone that is attached to the naval vessel, i.e. aircraft carrier. So Naval 1 is the zone unit. I've called it on station, so that's the name of the trigger zone. And when Rotary 1 enters that zone, it will push the start task for the FA-18Cs, deliver a message saying playing guard is on the station, and play a quick radio click message. So that's the first one set up. Replacement playing guard. What I've said is time more than 120 seconds, because I don't want it to start from the very beginning. And that the unit's altitude is lower than 60 feet. Now that's the Rotary 1, the first playing guard. Because basically what will happen is the playing guard will run out of fuel, turn round, come back, decrease altitude, come back in and fly onto the deck. So as it decreases altitude, I want the actual second playing guard to spawn in. And that's where I've set Group Activate Rotary 2. And that's how very, very simple this is to set up. 2 triggers, job done. So let me show you that working in mission now. And here we are now in the mission. Here's the AI helicopter, the first one, with the low fuel content, waiting to take off from the deck. What will happen, he'll take off, he'll fly out to waypoint 1. He will then fly to the point where he will escort the ship. Right, so he's now approaching his hover point as the plane guard, which he will rotate. It will shortly activate the message saying plane guard on station. There's the radio sound in the background. What's also happened is the FA-18s have now started up and they will taxi out to take off. Now the first plane guard has started to run low on fuel. So he's going to head out and then back to the deck. So let's have a look at the deck. There he goes, on his merry way. And what will happen is when he drops altitude, which he's doing now, the replacement plane guard will spawn in. And he will take over from the previous plane guard. And the second plane guard is now on station. The first is now coming in for a deck landing. And the one thing you don't have to worry about is helicopters cluttering the deck. Because essentially what will happen is that helicopter will land, the crew will decamp, and the helicopter will disappear. So it will despawn. That will leave your deck then free for any other aircraft to come in for a landing. And that's basically how easy this is to set up. Very simple, very straightforward. 2 triggers. So I hope you found that useful. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you later, so take care now.